Rush Limbaugh has not sat down for an interview since being rushed to the hospital in December in Hawaii. But I got the chance to sit down with him over the weekend in Las Vegas, where he was a guest judge at the Miss America pageant. We talked about everything from women to politics to that day he thought he was having a heart attack.
I feel great. It was a scary thing. I mean, I thought it was a heart attack. I thought it was the big one. And I've always wondered, when I've heard people say they had chest pains, what it felt like. Now I know. So went to the hospital, in the ambulance, the whole thing. They gave me some nitro that cleared the pain. I'd never had pain like that. Nitro fixed the pain. That's what they thought it was a heart attack, because it dilates the veins, the arteries, and so forth. Then they gave me an angiogram and a chest X-ray, and nothing. There's no blockage. There was no disease, no coronary things wrong, and the cholesterol's in the low end of normal, and the chest X-ray was clear. So they couldn't figure it out. The best guess was that they think I had a viral infection in one of the arteries that caused a spasm. And they were really mad my cholesterol was low. You know? This doesn't supposed to be that way.
But that's good news for you now.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent. It's the cleanest bill of health I've had in a long time. I would never gone in to get an angiogram for anything. And this was great news. They showed me the pictures, 100% healthy.
So much of America was nervous, including the executives at the Miss America pageant, who right away were saying to me, oh my goodness, I hope Rush is going to be okay. And now here we are in Las Vegas, and you are one of the judges of the Miss America pageant. What made you decide to say yes to their request?
Well, I've always been intrigued with this. Unlike everybody else, I grew up watching it. So I decided to do it, and only then did I find out what the real work commitment is. I mean, it is. Folks, this is a big-time serious thing. One thing, there's nothing frivolous about this. There's no frivolity at all. It's very serious, and these women have devoted their lives, in most cases, to this week. And I asked the first time we got in here, we're going through the judges' orientation. I said, why do you entrust this to a bunch of rank amateurs? Why? Because the Olympics doesn't do this. And they said it works. We've done this forever, and this is Miss America, and you all are representatives of various aspects of American culture, and it always works.
Have you been more impressed or less impressed with the quality and caliber of the women that you've met?
There's a group of 53 here, and I would say that the vast majority of them are confident and poised as they speak. That's one of the things I was looking for. We interview each one of them for about 10 minutes. And that's what takes, that's about 14 hours over 2 days. And there's nowhere for them to hide.
Especially from you.
Yeah. Gretchen, I've talked to women here who know more about various political issues than elected people I've talked to on the phone. I've really been impressed with all of them.
So for those who were critics of you in judging this pageant, and saying that you haven't been a supporter of women in the past.
I'm a huge supporter of women. What I'm not is a supporter of liberalism. Now, feminism is what I oppose, and feminism has led women astray. I love women. I don't know where this whole gets started. I love the women's movement, especially with walking behind it. This idea that I don't like women is absurd. And this is Miss America. And if there's a Mr. America out there, it's me. So this is a perfect fit.
Let's talk a little bit about politics.
All right.
Because while you were out here in Vegas, there was the big State of the Union speech. President
Obama speech.
Is that what you're calling it?
State of Obama.
So I assume you had a chance to see it, even though you've been working nonstop.
Well, I gave up after 50 minutes. I'd heard it all before. There was nothing new in it. The only difference was the tone. I went back and listened to some of his soaring rhetorical speeches during the campaign. This was defensive, petulant, immature, childish, sarcastic. He's clearly angry that he's been rejected. His wonderfully brilliant ideas, health care and cap and trade, have been rejected. And I saw a guy, a young, inexperienced guy that was just mad. I think, Gretchen, I really do. I think this is the first time in his life that there's not a professor around to turn his C into an A, or to write the law review article for him he can't write. He's totally exposed. There's nobody to make it better. I think he's been covered for all his life. The fact that his agenda has totally failed this year is the best thing that could have happened to this country. I thank God every day that this is going down the tubes, that Massachusetts election happened. Not that God had anything to do with it. That's the person I thank.
So the Scott Brown election, where do you think that will factor into in a historic perspective?
That's just tip of the iceberg. That's just an indication of what's coming in November. I mean, I think the Democrats are rocked back on their heels more than they're letting on, and they're shocked. This is the Kennedy seat. If there is ever an entitlement in politics, it's the Kennedy seat. And it's gone, and it wasn't even close.
Wow.
He didn't mince words. When have you ever known Rush to ever mince words? He was pretty straightforward. Again, not saying that he wants President Obama to fail personally, but that he wants his policies to fail. That's just how Rush believes.